activity we're going to do this week is a Desmos activity that will help us learn a little bit about equations of circles. So I have open on my screen the first of the attachments, the first of the handouts for today, which is the Desmos activity. There's one page, there's also the answer key there to help you along, and the first thing it asks you to do is to open desmos.com. So also here I have desmos.com. This is an awesome calculator. It does a lot. So the first thing I'm going to do is click this red button that says Start Graphing. So I'm going to start graphing, and I get this huge graph, and over here is where I type in my equations. But the graph here is kind of busy. So when I go back to my directions, the second step kind of adjusts my grid and makes it something that's less on the eyes. So we're going to select the wrench, and that is in the upper corner. And I know what to do, so I'm not going to go back to this sheet. This is the wrench over here. That's going to let you adjust all of your settings. So your grids that we have, that's all these lines, it's kind of too much. So we are going to get rid of the minor grids. So we're going to click on minor grids. Those are going to go away. The other thing that we are going to do here for the x-axis, we see it goes from -10 to 10. We like that. But we want to count by ones. That way we can see all of our ordered pairs if we fall on any of those numbers, and we want the y-axis to also step count by ones. So now this looks like a legit piece of graph paper where the units are ones. Okay, so I'm going to click out. That's my graph paper. Then it asks me to go ahead and do all of the activities. So in number 3, we're going to type each of these equations in separately. And after we type them in, we're going to kind of eyeball. We're going to see if we can figure out where the center is. And then we want to figure out how long the radius is. We'll do the first one together. So over here, we are going to type in, and you can type right from your keyboard. They do supply a keyboard. If you see this guy down here, some of you may have it automatically come up. This keyboard lets you kind of open it or close it. Okay, so I am going to do parentheses, x plus 2. Don't mind all the weird things that happen. Squared. Whoops, I do need this. There's squared. Okay, so it's well, there's a parabola. So that's what's going to happen there. And then I'm going to hit plus. Maybe I will stay in here. And there's my y minus 4, close parentheses, squared, equals 9. There's my circle. So that is the equation of a circle. So as you look at your circle, you want to see if you can determine where the center is. So if I look, it looks like from here, which is -5 to +1, or from 1 all the way up to 7, it looks like this point right here is going to be the center, and that point is -2, 4. So you see here in this space, write the ordered pair, -2, 4. And then your radius. Okay, so we come back here. If this is your center, we want to know how long the radius is. So you want to go, and I'm going to count along the grid lines. I'm not going to go diagonally. That doesn't help, right? So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 units this way. I can go 3 units left, 3 units up, 3 units down. All right, that's pretty good. So right now I'm feeling like that definitely is the center at -2, +4, and my radius is 3. So I'm going to write all that down, and I'm happy with that. So now what I'm going to do is make some predictions. So now this next section is going to say, okay, before you even put it in Desmos, did you make any kind of discovery? Like when we said the center was -2, 4, if you look at your equation, do you see those numbers? And then when you do the next set of of equations can you figure out some similarities? And then remember, our radius was 3 here. I don't exactly see a 3 over here, but maybe when you do your next set of equations, that means all of these guys, you can make some sort of predictions. And when you look at this, maybe you can determine what the center and radius is, and then type these in. See if you're correct with your center and radius, and if you are, then you should be able to, when you're given the center and the radius, you should be able to go backwards and write your equation. So try that now, and then we are going to take some actual notes.